Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. There was a little bit of an upset happening over in Festival da Canção, if I have understood it correctly, last weekend, in which the song Deslocado by NAPA ended up being the winner and the Portuguese representative for Eurovision 2025. It's a somewhat exciting pick, I would say, based on my personal preference anyway. I was quite a fan of this song. I had other songs from the selection that I liked more, but this is not too bad, and today I just want to get through the song and really share my thoughts about it, what I think really works quite nicely about it, and yeah, please let me know what you think of the song that Portugal ended up going for in their national final. Are you satisfied with the choice, or are you disappointed with it? Do share your thoughts with me in the comments. For now though, all of the focus will be on just listening to this song together here. I will be pausing, I will be jumping around a lot to just kind of get my thoughts out there in hopefully as clear of a way as I possibly can. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. But we'll start off with the little opening. Let's see, play, there we go. Which of course consists of a very sweet instrumentation that I think really puts the tone quite nicely. We got piano, we got electric guitar, and this you hear it now as well, you got the vocal harmonies coming in here. They're very wide, a lot of warmth within them as well. I think this is a very sweet opening to a song. It definitely sets the tone. You know exactly what kind of mood that this song wants to go for. And I think it's quite a nice little effort in creating a world building from the get-go, with just creating this kind of soft palette of sounds, really. The piano is very distinct and characteristic in here, but the electric guitar in here, let's just listen to that on its own, try and focus out the electric guitar in here. It's so subtle, just a little bit of sparkling sound on the back of it all, really, to just create a little bit of detailing. Of course, what's going to come up next is a very beautiful guitar line from this electric guitar, just drowned in reverb, incredibly soft. Let's pay attention to when that comes in after the harmonies, because I find it to be stunning. So let's keep listening here. And we got this very detailed kind of harmonies coming in there. We got an acoustic guitar joining in, the bass walk as well. Becomes quite a wide soundscape, really, a collective soundstage that definitely sets the tone. And there we are. How beautiful is that melody? Just the descending manner of it, the rhythmic distinction on it as well, while also using this incredibly soft and mellow and comforting sound to it, I would say. It's just one of these kind of sound designs that just feel like you can't really identify the specific instrument that's actually being played here, because everything is so warm around it. It's like it's been just suffocated within, I don't even know, cotton candy? I'm not sure. It's just a very, very sweet sound in how it's descending as well here. It becomes quite a nice little resolution. The song is building with definitely the songwriting being the main focus of it all. I'll just jump back a little bit and see if we can pinpoint more things that goes on here, because this is of course a new section of the track being introduced. We got the little campfire strumming on the acoustic guitar, quite predicted. Got a little bit of shaker in the background as well, to just kind of create this little pulse in the track, moving it forward. I love the vocal harmonies as well. They're so subtle, but just really wide, a lot of warmth from them. You know, this kind of whispering manner they go with. The syncopation on that hit, just, you know, kind of we're introducing the next part of the song. This is kind of where we want to kick the song into the next gear. And just using these very distinct and dynamic syncopated hits here, because they stand out so much, because we're very much being lulled into a very comfortable setting within the song. It's atmospheric, it's cozy, it's sweet, warm, and then you got these kind of more harsh hits, both from the drumming and the electric guitar kind of doing a little bit of a riff here. Very distinct, the syncopation adds character to that as well. I think it's kind of an unexpected transition to go for here, but it's definitely the progression that the song needs to really get into the next stage of it, I would say. So let's just listen to that very hit again and just see how dynamic it actually is to this, because I think it adds a lot to where the song wants to go. Again, still the very soft, incredibly wide, mellow soundstage here. Again with the whispery vocal style. You also hear something that's going on here. You kind of got the electric guitars coming in here. They're kind of trying to be a bit more expansive. You got it in the left ear now as well, to kind of collaborate with the rest of the soundstage as well. Now what comes up next here, I'll just put it down a little bit, because now we have to focus on what the vocal harmonies do here. They're descending along with the bass walk, and it's so great, I think. So let's just listen to this part. Just how that's like completely in sync with the bass walk and the vocal harmonies. And I mean, even though you're still on the same chord within the backing track, and the melody is very much the same, you get the movement, the sense of continuation within the song is done by these descending harmonies from the backing vocals along with that bass walk. And I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful section of the song. Let's just listen to it one more time because I love it. Again, you got like a little bit of a rhythmic variation on the drums there as well to continue to the next section of the song. It's a very nice part, I really like it. Let's see what's coming up next. A little bit of a pause. Back into something quite calm. Chords change up here. Very colorful in terms of the continuation here in the song. And one thing you really notice here is that the vocals are really what kind of puts the song or pushes the song forward, because they're very lively and quite free-flowing. Don't really follow any framework or anything predictable melodically. They just kind of go for the storytelling more than anything, and I think that's really, really neat here. It's a very characteristic vocal style as well. I think the main singer here has a voice that definitely knows how to portray the story, and the fact that that voice is being allowed to just kind of shine in terms of the way that it's not following the predictable melody or the predictable resolution every time. It's more of a spoken, not a spoken, but melodically it's more free-flowing than a lot of other songs, I would say, which I think is really nice here. The backing track is definitely still kind of just a pulse in the background. It's a okay, I'll actually go back to that. But it's a very complete instrumentation, because you got so many instrumental inputs and they all work in tandem and just kind of creating this soft backdrop that the vocals can really paint the story on top of. What we noticed here, of course, they want to be playful here and now. These are, you know, seasoned musicians who enjoy playing together and enjoy being creative together, so they want to throw in a little bit of twists and turns throughout the song. We got a little bit of a rhythmic playfulness going on here, of course. Here it comes. The pausing there, and then you got the impact as well. It's this kind of rhythmic variation that the song provides as well, which is really, really refreshing in just making sure that the song doesn't grow tiresome too quickly. They want to keep your attention by basically throwing these different rhythmic variations and, of course, compositional variations as well, because we got a new kind of chord progression within this part of the song. It's quite refreshing and very fun to listen to, in my opinion, anyway. You can still also kind of notice how the key instrumentation is still very much the same throughout the song. The focus is still a lot on the piano, but I think obviously the vocals take over more and more the further into the song we get, along with those wonderful backing vocals. A little bit of a break section here. The piano being the constant, and the little bass walks. Aren't they tons of fun? Like, one thing you also notice when you listen throughout the whole song, there's a lot of fun stuff being done with the bass walks. They are probably the most varied, it's the most varied instrument when it comes to melody within the song, which is quite intriguing. But there's a lot of fun stuff being done with the bass walks that's constantly providing a bunch of character to the song. And here, like in a transitional phase, you got the piano being really the main thing and the vocal there, but what instrument do you throw in to kind of, you know, just spice things up a little bit? You throw in a bass walk, because why not? Which I just really enjoy that aspect of it all. We can listen to this part again, just leading into the final part of the song, of course. And again, you got the backing vocals joining in, of course. The descending manner here as well, that same melody going downwards. Like for each little part here in the convol thing here, you got a harmony being layered on top of the other. I can't really count them here because, well, I don't really know how to count, but let's do it together actually. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what better way to just create that continuation to your final chorus than just throw in a very subtle, very brief little guitar solo, just kind of just elevate it that further step, because you already elevate the song with these backing vocals joining in there, the harmonies just being layered on top of each other, so the soundscape all of a sudden grows massive. Because one thing you really feel during this kind of convol line, I guess, is that you kind of don't expect it to grow as wide as it actually does, because the further into this convol line you go, the more you realize, oh, it's not stopping, it's just getting grander and grander. And you also got this kind of white noise effect coming in, and then the guitar solo is kind of the piercing quality that transitions this part into the final chorus. Very beautifully done so. And then as well, we'll notice what happens with that, of course. The sweeps, the rhythmic hits, electric guitar taking over. Beautiful. Very brief section though, because what comes here? The chorus is back vocally. And of course as well, we're tying it in together again. It's the descending intonation of this backing vocals in the background layered with that bass walk. We got it back here. Stunning. What do we do for the finale? The campfire strumming, the piano being the key thing here really. You got the electric guitar as well. Kind of just a little bit of like a static plastic sound within it. And then you just kind of rely on the feedback or the delay of the track to just really sell it out, I suppose. Quite a complete listen, I would say. There's a lot of things going on throughout the song, and it never really deviates from its main concept of just becoming a very sweet and accessible arrangement altogether, but it still manages to keep itself refreshing due to playful detailing, rhythmically, chord progression-wise, I'd say structurally as well, for sure, because you don't really know... Like, the song is very free-flowing in that way, and as well, vocally, the fact that it's not really too reliant on the same melodic line throughout the song either. It's definitely part of the storytelling, and I think that's what definitely has made the song connect and hit for a lot of people, I would say. I haven't really read too much into the lyrical side of things. I've understood that that's a big part of why this song is so well liked as well, and its actual content. I always just kind of focus on the musical side of things because that's my area, you know. So hopefully you don't mind the fact that I've paid more attention to that in today's video. I'm sure there are other videos on the internet that you can watch talking about the lyrical side of things in here. But as a musical composition and arrangement, I would say that I'm very, very pleased with this song. I find it a great time to listen to, really. It's not the most energetic out there, it's not the most explosive or intriguing in those aspects, but it still has a lot of very strong redeeming qualities that I think makes this one stand out. It definitely has its own atmosphere about it, it has its own world building, and I feel very much like I'm being compelled into that, while also making sure that I'm along for the ride of these refreshing switch-ups and playful ideas in there. You really feel like this is a group of musicians who love what they do and just want to be creative and play around with their instruments in just creating one of the more lively listens, I would say. And I find that to be great. Production sounds decent as well, and no real complaints there. A lot of panning going on here. The sound design is great. So everything just comes together, and I'm very, very fond of the song that Portugal went for this year. But I also, of course, want to know, are you equally satisfied with that, or more satisfied, or less satisfied? Whatever it is, please let me know in the comments, and hopefully I will see you again very, very soon for another little song review. I have no idea what country I want to go around to next, but I enjoyed listening to this one again and sharing my thoughts on it. Hopefully it was worth your while as well. Take care of yourselves until I see you again, hopefully very, very soon, and bye-bye.